Hello world, this is Shruti Pandey, and today I have with me another tester turned founder. And these people have special place in my heart and respect because I am a tester. And once a tester, you can't leave testing from your heart and mind and soul. So thank you, Nithin. Thank you so much for giving me your time today and agreeing to come on my podcast.
Thank you so much, Shruti. Thanks for the invite, and it's a pleasure being here with you. As you said, once a tester, always a tester, right? And it feels so good to be here with a tester on the other side.
I swear, I think that's the precise reason why I called you. I mean, yes, you are a founder. Yes, you are an amazing testing expert. But the prime thing for me was okay, I'm calling another tester, which is the best thing for me. And thank you for accepting that.
I'm a great fan of yours, actually, and this show. To be honest, I follow almost all your episode, but you are going too fast. I couldn't catch up with a few of the episode, to be honest.
God, I didn't pay him for any of this, but for this happened, I was not prepared. I don't know how to handle this. Like again, my jaws are still hurting from all the conversations we started to have before this interview. I didn't expect that. Seriously, you're a fan of mine, and you can't.
Yeah. The way you run this show, right? It is almost candid questions, and the person who is there on the other side could be them. It's not like they are pretending to be someone else. So yeah, that's what makes this show special, I guess.
That's. I
We
mean,
could be us.
yes. I mean, that's the last thing. I think. I don't think even the last thing. I can't fake or pretend. And why can't we be humans like you and I, the way we are? So, like I said before this interview recording, after and during, we are still the same person, right? So why pretend to be someone else? And thank you so much. Your kind words mean a lot to me, and I'll keep my pace even faster so that you catch up fast and
You
keep
should, you
more.
should, you should keep it more like, yeah, I could have my weekend watching the back-to-back shows.
Yes, I feel like a Netflix right now, but a better one. Yeah, okay, wow. So, without taking much of the time from introduction and all our amazing chats that we are doing, I have three
Hmm.
questions for you. Like you already know the format, and
Okay.
if okay, I start asking the questions that I've prepared for you.
Yeah, sure, please.
Okay, so my first question for you is how easy or difficult is it for a QA or a tester to get an on-site opportunity or an on-site job?
Hmm, good one.
You still have two more good ones, but take your time and
Wow. Okay, so let me tell you about my journey. So my experience, I started my career as a tester back in 2014, and I was working back in my state called Kerala. Okay, so I didn't manage to get through the MNCs. Mine was pretty much like a middle level company. What I got straight after my graduation, and then during that time we didn't had opportunities for on-site or something. I learned testing from there. Okay, so did some freelance and development sort of projects, and then after that, when I was hunting for job, testing was the one which I got into. And then the first company taught me, and after that I moved to few other companies, and when I was in my third company, I guess, so I started looking for jobs abroad, actually. So when I started looking for jobs abroad, it is like, so the community over there, the testing community over there in Kerala, so we were kind of like treated as testing as a 9 to 6 job. We don't know anything apart from 9 to 6 job, which we usually do. So there is no community stuff, there is no conferences, and even LinkedIn was there, but we don't use LinkedIn.
I know we never did
uh,
this time.
Still, there are my colleagues, like whenever I share something in LinkedIn, they keep on asking, okay, why you are so active in LinkedIn?
Oh
Because
yes,
it's like that in my place. So even now it is still there. So that is kind of like a bias mindset we have, and that was something I wanted to change. So when I was looking for a job abroad, my thought was, so okay, if I am going abroad, I could bring that motivation to the people over there who are around my circle. So something like that. And then I didn't manage to find the support, to be honest, to get into a job abroad. And then it was constantly reaching out to HRs in LinkedIn and something like that. And somehow, two Malaysian companies approached me, and I got into one. And that was my first company in Malaysia. They brought me here to Malaysia, and I started my journey with them. I was there with them almost around 6 months, and then I got called by a startup company, which is a fintech, which I'm working currently. So that's kind of a journey which I had. So what I could say to a tester is be yourself and be active. Connect with your colleagues and connect with the people or like-minded folks in LinkedIn or social network. And if you are being active on the community, there will be something good happening for you. It's not like at the exact moment you start doing it. Maybe in the future, after 1 year or something, there will be something waiting for you for sure.
Wow, thank you so much for giving that honest answer, because people can create all the stories around this, but that was the most genuine answer for a topic like getting an on-site opportunity. So if you are a 2014 graduate, definitely I'm a little older than you, but thank you for saying that we are before. Thank you. It still doesn't make me feel young. I think I should.
And if you sorry, Shruti, yeah, I could add one more point, right? So most of my colleagues or my friends who were in the testing industry as well, who were working with the MNCs, it's really like we are almost at the end of the food chain most of the time. You might be knowing that, right? And so the on-site opportunities will be there, and it will always go to the other departments or other hierarchical sort of things.
Yeah.
And but if you keep on thriving at like what you wish for, and if you are really really good in what you are doing, and if you are constantly upskilling, you will definitely get it. So
Yeah.
sooner or later you will be get it for sure. So what you want is you have to be resilient, you have to be patient, and you
Yes.
have to be doing good. Yeah.
Like I told you, I'm so proud of you, because I feel everybody who goes out from India is representing India, and it gives me immense pride the way you are conducting yourself, because you're representing all of us, right? You're giving a image, a picture of India. And that last part of your answer, it kind of reminded me of my journey, because I was the first MNC that I was a part of. Our seniors would get the opportunity to go to on site first, so we are all waiting, and then the lottery system happened, especially
Yeah.
in US. And I was always working in US projects. And by the time I was 3 years old in that company, and I was thinking, okay, now my number will come, because we all wait for mera number. I think. So by the time I was like, okay, maybe my number is there. My brother got a job in another company, and I had to come back to Mumbai, which is my home or my house or my family, and it never happened. So yeah, all sorts of things happens, and I think you're absolutely right. It's about perseverance. If going or getting an on-site job is on your list, you need to persevere about it, like
Yeah.
any other job or any other thing. So that makes a lot of sense, and thank you for that genuine answer. Moving to the second question that I have for you is, with all this journey, and how did Synapse happen for you, really? Like, how did this happen, uh, from graduation to
Okay.
out, and how did that happen?
It was not that too fast, I would say. Like 2014 was where I started my career, right? And then it was almost around 6 years I worked in Kerala. And during that time, as what I said before, I even give a talk on about my career journey last time. So it was like 9 to 5 tester, nothing in the community involvement, nothing that's kind of sort of. And then when I moved to Malaysia in 2018, that was the time I realized that there should be something like we should do out of our comfort zone. And
Something happened.
hey, something happened.
Something happened. So you were saying, I mean, I was able to hear most part of it, but you said something about 2018, and that's where something came back or something.
Oh, okay. So is it
Yeah, you
recording now?
can,
Shall I continue?
yeah, you can repeat.
All right.
Got it.
It was 2018 when I moved to Malaysia. So when I started to interact with the people over here in Malaysia, right? So they always uh, try to get out of their comfort zone. That's what I feel. And they are more active in the community space. So they try to pick up things, they try to learn few things. And that was something inspired me also. And I was so lucky enough to work in a company with same like-minded people. And I was even more lucky enough to have a lead who could constantly push me out of my comfort zone. So he was the person who put the idea of having a community in Malaysia. So he wanted, because nothing was happening around testing in Malaysia, and mostly I could say it's overall in Southeast Asia. Testing community is there, but people are not really taking in a way that how the community should work and all those sort of things. And the testers are pretty much like scattered. And almost in most of the companies which I interacted with, the people who work in the companies which I interacted with, they are kind of like having a self-doubt. They have this feeling of, okay, I'm staying in my comfort zone, why can't I still continue in that comfort zone? They have that self-doubt kind of feeling, and they are scared to voice out most of the time. And that was the moment when we were having a, yeah, the conversation of over a beer. During that time, my lead asked me, why can't you do something for the community, Nithin? You have some of the ideas, so you write. I was writing blogs during that time. And then he said, okay, why can't you help people? So you write, and why can't you help people to write more? Maybe you start something so that our team members could join you to write. So that was the whole idea he just put into me, and start a community in Malaysia. And the very next day, from our CTO, I came to hear that so the MOT, Ministry of Testing, Kuala Lumpur chapter is opening up. So we are going to have a community in Malaysia. Okay, that's cool. So we went for the very first meetup that happened. And then the main organizer actually asked me to join as co-organizer with him. And then we were doing few meetups. And obviously after that, the coronavirus hit and no in-person meetup, nothing was happening. And during that time, I thought like, so, okay, I'm writing blogs. I started getting feedback. So that's how I conceived my writing. So I started writing blogs so that I could improve. So I may be having some sort of thoughts, right? I may know something, but that could be completely wrong. When I put it out only, I know, okay, where I am wrong or where I should correct that knowledge, right? So when I started to share contents, I started to getting feedback. From that, I learned a lot. So, and then my wife was my constant pillar of support, and she was the most ever critic I ever faced. So she was the person who reviews almost all my articles, and she critiques a lot. And maybe that critic helped me to write better articles. And then I thought like, okay, so she has been a critic for me, and she was kind of like an accountability partner that was always pushing me to share more with the community. So then I thought, okay, why can't we have a support system for the community itself to share contents globally? So that was the thought that gave birth to Synapse QA. We started as a co-writing platform. So the co-writing was the concept pretty new, right? So people now at co-working space, they know, okay, this is the place where people come and work together. So we rebranded as a co-writing space where people come and write together or share contents to the community together. So we created Synapse, and then a few members, like what I said, my all lead was there, my team members were there. And then when we started writing, it was like 4 people, the initial days of Synapse. And then when we started writing, there were like people from other side who got connected with the mission, or maybe they got connected with the idea that we wanted to learn, share, and grow together. So they got connected with the idea and they started to collaborate with us. And we become a global community from people scattered over places. And then we build a peer review mechanism. Like, so you come and write article with us. We have a peer review system that acts as an accountability partner for you. We review it for you. We are there holding your hands till you publish the article. So that was how the journey overall started. And then by the end of 2020, we wanted to gamify that concept. So we were pretty much like having a few community members early, and then we wanted to gamify into a global scale. And that was where our first event, Super Reads, came into picture. We know that in testing space we had bug bashes, that all those of test bash sort of stuff,
Right.
right? So we wanted to have this write-a-thon concept where they compete, but we don't want to that we make it a competition. We built in a way that it is structured like a workshop, so that they could improve their writing skills. And then after that, what gives us more motivation was sorry, I'm taking a longer time.
Please, this is all your time, and please share your story. This is your space. This is your
Okay.
time. Go ahead.
So then when we after super reads, what it was kind of a realization for us, or maybe a validation for us, right, that we belong, and people really look up to us. And maybe after super reads, we came to know that there are we selected 12 writers, only 12 writers out of 50 something entries we got during the first edition, and we only picked 12. And out of that, there is again a filtration of final three sort of announcement in the end. And then there were 50 contestants who participated for super reads, and even though they are not selected in the 12, they become active writers, or they started sharing contents uh, maybe every week or every month once with the community. So they were not scared at all. So we had a validation that we are making people believe in themselves. So why we stopped with only writing? So we wanted to diversify the thought, and now it's pretty much like not only focusing on writing, and that is why you see it as a redefining creativity. So now Synapse is a space, a co-creativity space where people come together and create contents together. It could be of any format, not writing.
So amazing. I mean, I also felt, and maybe I'm putting this idea in your head, like a devil's advocate. I also thought that maybe you also have, people hired in this community or company, and you guys also are running like a, you lend resources for testing to different companies via Synapse. But
Mhm.
uh, maybe one day, who knows, you'll be doing that as well, because that's exactly how I thought. And every time I saw any writing competition that came from Synapse, I would always take a step back, because you're right in the first question's answer. Not all of us were using LinkedIn when we passed out from graduation, or even after that. And
Yep.
personally, myself, I wanted to, write and share whatever little knowledge I had with the world, but I never had the time. And the pandemic opened my eyes, like, what am I going to do with anything that I have learned in my life, and take it with me? Like, it's not going to happen. And I am very hard on myself, so I would never participate in the competitions thinking like, let other people have a chance. Like, I already write, why should I write? And thank you for probing me for the last LOL contest. And now I feel so happy and proud that I was amongst the top five, because I didn't realize that this thing is so big. I always saw that testers, get a feeling of belonging with you and your platform that you have created. But it's making me feel also a little proud that, okay, I competed with such amazing people and I came top five among them. So thank you so much
We are
for.
glad that you were one of them.
I mean, it takes a heart and it takes a lot of time, I understand, in building community, because my switch from a QA lead to solutions person had happened only to give back to my community. Like, how much framework will
Mhm.
I create, or how much knowledge will I give to my own company? And becoming a solutions engineer, I could interact with so many more people. I think this is what is the similarity between the two of us, of giving back to maybe
They come.
people coming from Kerala, or community of testing, and things which I see similarities which between us, which makes me feel, okay, I understand now why we connect better. So thank you for being the person you are, Nithin. We need more people like you, really.
There will be. There are a lot actually. We are in a mission to connect those people.
Yes, I'm pretty sure. And like I said, maybe sooner than later, Synapse will also start hiring testers. You never know how big this can become, right? I genuinely feel I genuinely feel there is so much more for you to do, and I'm just planting a seed maybe in your head today, like a devil. Maybe I'm not a devil myself, but I genuinely want the best for you. And moving on to the final question that I have for you, because I genuinely saw Synapse as a company. I never saw it like a community, because the
Mhm.
intent with which you are doing stuff there, like, collaborating with companies, creating these workshop kind of contests. I never looked at Synapse like a community. I saw it like a company. I'm genuinely,
Okay.
I always looked at it as a company. So my third question exactly is on those lines, like how do you maintain a balance between working
Mm-hmm.
in a job and being a founder at Synapse? Like how do you manage these two things?
Mm-hmm. Okay. We should have proper boundaries. That's one thing that quickly comes in my mind. And like what I said, right? So I was really lucky to work in a company that really supports me and give me the flexibility to do something for the community, right? And what I do is whatever I do, I make sure that it is not impacting my work. And only after my work or before my work, I do community stuff. So that is how I maintain Synapse. And all of us who are part of Synapse is full time. They have full time job. So it is a passion project for us, and we are doing it out of our passion. So that's why if you see our LinkedIn page, also it's like created by a bunch of passionate testers. So you could see that. So it all of us are fully full-time working employees. We manage to do things over our after working hours, and then we don't have like regular catch-ups or something. We will be have whenever we have some events, we do brainstorming together, and then it's all sort of impromptu WhatsApp calls and WhatsApp text and all. And there, if you look at Synapse, yeah, you said Synapse as a company, right? So we could conceive ourselves as like we are learning by doing. So I learned few stuff 2 years from communities, different communities, and that was the learnings I had from different communities, how they are doing things, how people are giving back to the community, and that is what we are trying to do in a different way from Synapse. Uh, Same thing, but we are doing it in a different way. And then what we want to give back is also to have these people believe in themselves, basically testers to believe in themselves. And because what I could see is me and you sitting here, right? There are many of us there outside, and we are not seeing them, and there is nothing connecting them to speak up. So yeah, that's what it is overall. So it's not a company. It's again, it's a community that is fully run by passionate testers, and we really want to give back to the community and get connected with the people.
It's not easy, to have a passion when you have your family to support, a job to take care of. Because I understand the good testers that we are, the first thing is we keep our ethics and professionalism very, very strong.
Yeah.
We will never mix it with our work. And passion is something that you can't buy in a shop, right? But I want to understand from one thing from you, because you have mentioned luck many times, and I don't know where to buy luck. Where do you get this luck to have supporting lead and supporting company? Because community, even if you see, most testers would be like, Shruti, I don't get a automation project. How do I get into automation? So I'm not differentiating between manual and automation, but they come with such things that कैसे करूं, ये तो हो ही नहीं सकता, because I'm not getting the opportunity. And again, I think your first part, it's all about perseverance. That's what I have seen in my journey, and that's what you probably have seen in your journey. But
Yep.
how do you get that luck factor? Like, can you buy it from somewhere? I don't think so.
Yeah, it's not like instant noodles, right? So again, going back, it is perseverance. So if you believe in something, you remember the Coelho quote, right? So
Yes.
if you believe in something, the whole universe will do the conspiracy for you to get
And
that
on that
achieved.
note, I want to
So-
stop this conversation and probably start a part two for this. Really. Yes. Please
Looking forward for it.
order, and I'm going to start a part two for this.